Article 44. Supply and import taxable at zero rate. Article 44 of the UAE VAT Decree Law addresses the supply and import of specific goods and services that are designated under this chapter as being taxable at the zero rate. This means that even though these transactions are considered taxable supplies, the applicable VAT rate is 0%. 1. Scope of application. This article applies specifically to goods and services that are explicitly listed in this chapter of the Decree Law. These items, when supplied or imported by a taxable person, will be treated as taxable supplies, meaning they are subject to VAT. However, instead of being taxed at the standard VAT rate, these items will be taxed at the zero rate, 0%. 2. Who it applies to. This zero rate applies only if the supply or import is conducted by a taxable person who is registered for VAT purposes under the UAEVAT law. A taxable person is any individual, company, or entity that conducts business activities and is required to register for VAT or has voluntarily registered. 3. Meaning of taxable supply at zero rate. A taxable supply means a supply of goods or services that falls within the VAT system and is subject to VAT reporting and compliance requirements. Even though the VAT rate is set at 0%, the supply still qualifies as taxable, meaning the supplier can. A taxable person may recover input tax incurred on purchases related to making these zero-rated supplies and is required to report such transactions in their VAT returns. 4. Key benefits of zero-rated status. Suppliers are entitled to recover the VAT paid on costs and expenses that are directly related to making zero-rated supplies, allowing them to maintain proper tax neutrality in their business operations. This zero-rating mechanism supports business competitiveness, particularly for exporters and businesses providing essential services, by reducing the overall tax burden associated with such activities. 5. Relationship with other articles in the chapter. Article 44 serves as a general provision confirming that all goods and services listed within this chapter are subject to a zero rate of VAT when they are supplied or imported by a taxable person in accordance with the law. The detailed categories of goods and services eligible for this zero rating are further specified in Article 45 and other relevant provisions contained within the same chapter. 6. Compliance obligation. Even though the VAT rate applicable to these supplies is zero, taxable persons are still required to issue proper tax invoices and accurately record such supplies in their VAT returns in accordance with the applicable VAT reporting requirements. They must also maintain sufficient evidence and supporting documentation, including export documents, transport records, and other relevant proof, to demonstrate that the supplies qualify for zero rating under the applicable provisions. For more details, contact us.